Yeah, welcome back to Mark's Railway Trails this afternoon, and if you just look behind me, we're not on a railway trail today, and saving the railway trails really for more the winter months, getting a lot of these local ones on, to be honest with you. If you look behind me now, you can see it, brickfields, daisy fields. And if you remember my walk finding Lee Green Station, which was right over there, quite a few people asking from brickfields and daisy fields, where does it actually run to? And there's loads of dams around here, so I'm going to show you from where we came from Lee Green Station to Ipstocks over there, where it leads to another big dam with a lot of history. I'll just flip my camera around and I'll get you on the trail. And this is where the trail starts today on Mark's Railway Trails, and it's not a railway trail again, like I said. We're saving a lot of these now till later on in the year. A few tunnels planned and a few old railway lines planned. But this is where we're leaving Brickfields now. I'm just going to show you where we are and where we're walking to. That was one of my last posts, finding the old Lee Green Station, which is about a mile and a half down from the new Lee Green Station. But I just want to show you there is another big dam round here, and I just wanted to show you where it was, because I've had quite a lot of people asking. I'll just show you when I cross over, but if I just show you first, if you remember me walk when I was finding Lee Green Station, just flip the camera up, and this is Ipstocks Brickworks, and we went right over the tops there and past the old colliery to find Lee Green Station. So if you want to see that, get on my blog, you'll see it. But I had quite a lot of people asking about over the road really, and I'll just show you. You might not be able to see it, but that's Brickfields as well, what we call Red Quarry, not Daisy Quarry. Well, that's where I'm going to take you this morning, just show you where that leads out. And it leads to another dam really, with a lot of history, and I wanted to get that on my blog as well. We're only living, 5 minutes away from here, so. But I just wanted to show you where the water runs from first, to give you an idea. I'll just get my camera in and show you. If you just look down there now, I'll try and zoom in a bit on it as well. If you remember, we walked I was up there on Ipstocks Bricks Mountain, and we got in over there, and then we walked right over the tops where you can just see the electrical pylons, and then we came down here, and you'll see a waterway coming through. And I've had a lot of people asking, why is there a waterway here? Well, this waterway, believe it or not, links up through town into the canals which pick up the Sankey Canal. So I'm going to show you where this actually leads to. You can see it's all fenced off here now, so this is the start of the trail today really, on Ipstocks old brickworks. And that won't be here forever, that'll be houses in sometimes, because it's classed as brown land, that's not green land. So that's where the water starts from, which comes all the way over from Rain Hill, and I'm going to show you where it leads to. And we just start our journey here really, and this is what a lot of people are asking, well, where does that lead to? So I've had 2 or 3 people ask, private message me, so I'm going to show you. And this leads to a dam as well, and a dam with a lot of history. So that's what people are asking for. What Brickfields Red Quarry, where does it lead to? So today I'm going to show you, and hopefully see some of the the landmarks as well. And this is when they set up brickfields. Dates back to 2008, and you can see they put a load of coloured bricks in to highlight it. So I'm going to take you on the full walk and show you, and I've never been down here before, so this is new territory to me as well. But the Forestry Commission have made a load of these walks now and cleaned a lot of these places up, and what a good job they've done of it as well. Again, lonely places, and I've never done this one before, but this is new to me really, so I'm just going to follow the trail and hopefully it leads us to one of the dams that we're looking for. And it's a dam that's been on my doorstep for the last 25 years living around here, and probably only been round it a couple of times over the years, so this will be a first today really to find it. Alright mate, that's always a good sign when you see somebody walking it, they're using it as a cut through, so hopefully this will bring us out. And you can just see a lot of the vents here that's still here that they've put down, letting air circulate, and some more concrete though. What that's for, I don't know. I'll tell you more about the dam that we're hoping to find this afternoon on Marks Railway Trails, because it has got a hell of a lot of history, and I had to look a lot of it up, to be honest with you, because not growing up round here, although I lived round here for 25 years, if you was growing up round here you'd know it like the back of your hand. Like I know Taylor Park and Eccleston, you know, I'd know round here, but I don't, to be honest with you, and that's probably a bit embarrassing to say really, when I've lived round here for 25 years, or probably longer actually, because I lived down the road for another 5 years, so it's a good 30 years. Let's just see where it brings us out. So this is just leading on from where we came over the tops at Brickfields, which was the old Ipstock brick factory, which is sadly gone, and see where this leads us to. I'm dodging the showers a bit today. I know that, I've been out for about half an hour before they hit the trail, and it's a bit of rain, and now the sun's come, so just hope this carries on, to be honest with you. It looks like we're coming to another crossover. Like I say, it's all new to me, this trail. I've never actually done this before, but probably passed it in my car 100 times, 1,000 of times. Yeah, it's just bringing us out now. There's loads of different ways you can go, and we're still on it. Brickfields, Red Quarry, and Merseyside Forestry Commission helped regenerate a lot of these areas. So here we go. Bit of a short one there, it's just getting you across the road really. And this takes you up, this is Clockface Road now if you're wondering where we are. Just up there. Shows you how close I am to my house. If you go to the top, turn right, Sherdley Park and the Bull and Dog. So I'm just round the corner. And this is what we're coming to find today. People have asked about it, and that's what it leads you straight onto. Sutton Mill Dam, and it's a wildlife and nature park now, part of the Mersey Forestry Commission. And when I read up about Sutton Mill Dam 25 years ago, you wouldn't have walked around here. because it was notorious for vandalism, youths, gangs, just overgrown and just left to rot. And I'll tell you more about the history, because they have a hell of a lot of history regarding it as we get further in. And you can just see the brook where it leads. That's heading towards Milldam. Guarantee it, never fails a shopping trolley. You always get one wherever you go. Even in the darkest tunnel in the middle of Lancashire is a Coke shopping trolley, as me and Redmond found out. Well, this is new to me. I've not been down here before. I'm embarrassed to say that. We're living around here for 30 years. Well, let's see where it brings us out. Now, Milldam, I know the way to get into it off the main road, but I've never done this way, so I don't know where it leads. There you go, Sutton Milldam Wildlife Park, and that's what they did, the Forestry Commission. They turned it into a big wildlife park, one of the top places for fishing in St Helens, and they spent a lot of money on it, regenerating it, cutting all the woods back, as you can see now, so you can walk through it, opened it right up, cleaned it up, and got rid of a lot of the dickheads that used to vandalise and just stay around here. They really had a good purge on it. But I'll tell you more about that as we get further in, and if we find Milldam, and I'm sure we will. This must be like a back way into it. And it's quite a big dam, to be honest with you. And you can just see where the gullies are running into it now. And I think this will take us to the back of Milldam, hopefully. Well, good how they've opened this up. Really good. And hopefully we'll find some of the old remnants of Milldam and why it was called Milldam. And I think this is where it starts actually. You can just see kind of a bit of a bogland really under this tree. Well, that's where we've just come, and that's took us all the way from Clockface Road. It's like a back way in, and I'm going to stick to the lower level because houses backing onto it. Hopefully this will lead us into Milldam. And you're all probably wondering why it's called Milldam. Well, the clue's in the name, and I'll tell you more about that as we actually find it. When you hear ducks, that's always a good sign. There we go. So this is taking us. I ain't got a clue where I am, to be honest with you. I'm going to have a look up here, but my hunch is telling me to go up the steps. But maybe, like I said, that's where the walk started. And here we go. Here we go. We're right at the back end of Milldam. And the most historic part of Milldam is right on the other end, which I'm going to walk and show you. But no, I've never been this way before. New bridge is in. Obviously another way in there. Have a look up there, what's up there, but I know it should be going the other way, but I think that's just a gate off the road, to be honest with you. back onto somebody's house. Yeah, I know where I am now. We've kind of cut across, so we need to be going that way. Never been that way, ever. And I didn't know that was there. So for those who's asking, when you cross over from brickfields, where does it lead to? It carries on the trail here to get you into Milldam. I'm going to walk it and show you now, because I'll give you more of the history when we get to the most historic part of Milldam, which I have been to a couple of times. And everybody round here, if you grew up in Sutton, you'd call it the Wash. And when you see it, you'll know why. But you can just see all the walkways that they've opened up, made it a walkway. Can't see them, but loads of squirrels just hiding under there. Can you just see it? Off it goes. Keep the camera still, you'll see it. There it goes, up the tree. Up it goes. But what a good job, and like I said, 20 odd years ago you want to come round here, it was just full of vandals, and the place, it was just overgrown, it was just left to rot. What a good job they've done on it. I'm going to start hitting some of the fishing pegs now that you can see. There we go. All the pegs made out. And we're right at the back end of Milldam here. And how good's that? And I'm a bit wary of these jetties now, because when I did Eccleston Mere, honestly I nearly went arse over head in with my camera. Whoop, big fish come up then, do you see that? Just missed it I think with my camera. Look back on that. And it's renowned for fishing in here. It's one of the best fishing. You can just see it on the surface, the fish. Well, the camera should hopefully pick that up. Well, it's renowned for one of the best fishing lakes after they restocked it about 20 years ago. How good's that? All the pegs laid out again. And places like this, you know, should be kept open for people just to walk around. You know, Eccleston Mere, breaks my heart that I'd never go on that again probably in my life. Be lucky to get on it. There you go, another fishing peg, and somebody's obviously had a good night here with a few beers, barbecue, sat out. You can just see all the other pegs over there now as well. What a view. I'm just following it round. Honestly, I ain't got a clue where I'm going today. And hopefully this will bring us back out to where we need to be. Why is the fence there? I'm not sure. Kind of gone off the trail a bit here, but yeah, I've definitely gone off the trail here. I don't know why that is. There's a fence there. Maybe we go across. No, it can't be. So, no, it's a dead end, so we'll go back. I thought that would have took us around, to be honest with you. I really did. They've kind of divided the lake off really for some strange reason. Can we get up there? I'll have a look. It don't look promising. No, it's all fenced off. So they've kind of split the lake really. Where we've come round, it's a point of no return. Big fences up, and you can see why they've done that, because there's a housing at the back of it. So we're going to have to hit it from a different angle now. So we want to be over there, and we want to be heading over there as well. So we'll have to go back the way we came and take the higher ground, to be honest with you. Strange, but you can see why they've done that. There's houses that back on to Mill Dam, and they've done that to stop people getting in from the behind the houses. Yeah. And this gentleman will probably know, because he's probably walked it 1,000 times. You can't get round to the other side, sir, can you, from this way? You've got to go the other way, have you?
Right, it's probably a case of going down to the end, maybe turning left onto the main road and coming back again.
And then coming back.
Because there is a dam across there.
Yeah, so I'll probably go that way, I'll go the long way around. No worries, cheers mate. Yeah, so they've kind of blocked that off where you've got to come off the dam, walk it further down and pick it up, but we'll go around the other side, I think, on the top ledge, and because we don't want to be just walking down the main road. We want to see what's around here as well. So, well, like I said to you many times on Mark's Railway Trails, you try and do your homework the best you can, but you take a left instead of a right, you can be walking for miles, and luckily that's not a big walk, to be honest with you, so we can head back the way we came and take a left. But places like this, how good that they're open for everybody just to get out, like that elderly guy there is just getting out, clearing his head, you know. There you go. So we're going to be going right to the other end, but that's obviously the quiet corner, and it's renowned for wildlife in here, a bit like Sherdley Park with the swans, the ducks, mallards, because it is like a wildlife trust. They've made it now. But what a good walkway, and steps as well, help you to get round. Even that duck's laughing at me for taking the wrong way. But when you don't know where you're going, you know, it's part of the adventure sometimes, checking it out. Like I said, if I'd have grown up round here, like I did Taylor Park and Eccleston Mere, I'd have known every nook and cranny, because you'd have played round here. And how warm it is now. Like I say, I've been out about 45 minutes now walking, and just warming up nicely. About 24 minutes in on the trail, and here you go, another way in. I don't know where that leads to, but there you go. Clock face, yeah. Obviously popular for dog walkers around here. So now we're just hitting the other side really. I'll try and get down to one of the pegs, and then we can have a look at the side that we came across really. I'm tempting to stay up, but I'm going to go low level. Again, all steps put in. How good's that? How good's that? So they have made it a right good walkway, to be honest with and we're going to hit some of the other pegs now, hopefully. There we go. And if you're just looking across there now, see where the big house is over the road, and just across there, that's where we was. So they've obviously blocked that off because there's all houses at the back, and if you look at the houses at the back, all their gardens lead on to Mill Dam. How good's that? You know, I wouldn't like to maintain them gardens, not my type of garden really. But I'll just zoom in on that and show you. If you look at the houses there, all the gardens lead down into Mill Dam, and nice, you know, but not my type of garden, you know. Bit overgrown and wildlifey, but oh nice, oh nice. Oh, that was just leading you down to the peg really. Well, I'll tell you more about the history, because there's loads of history from around here, and I think that just takes you down to, they take you down to pegs. If you see there, that takes you down to another peg looking out, but we'll go back up onto the top level. Maybe you can't get round on that one, might have to do a left. Hey mate, to get round to the other side, mate, you have to go out and go round.
Which side?
Trying to get to the wash.
No.
Can you go that way? Yeah. Hello lad. He's alright. He's alright.
Yeah,
hello.
Follow a path all the way around.
Yeah.
To the metal bridge. To the
Check it. Smashing. Thanks mate. See you mate. There's a big sign up here as well. Private fishing, Sutton, Leach, anglers. And that's who helped tidy that up. So no, you can get round here, he's saying. I thought it was just a peg. Just trying to save himself a bit of time really. Oh yeah. Like I say, when you don't know the area and you're trying to find these places, it's trial and error really. You're trying to save yourself a bit of time. Ah, here we go. That just brings you around again. Hi pal, you alright mate? You see all the ducks having a minute there. Off they go. And all the fishing pegs again. There you go. And you can just see how the house is back on. Pretty quiet as well. More fishing pegs. Well set up for fishermen around here. Again, more pegs. There's quite a few as you come round here now. How good's that? Big fishing pegs, obviously for night fishing. You got all your tents and everything set up here. But how good's that? Continental style house. You know, the white walls. You can sit out looking over to Mill Dam, and that's why they fenced it off. And I think that's a good idea really, because just zoom in on that, you can just see what they've done from that corner over there where the new houses were built all the way along. You can't walk that bit. It's all fenced off, and that's a good idea really, because it stops you getting onto any of the properties. How good's that? How good's that with the palm trees? They can sit out, obviously doing a lot of work on that garden, and looking alright. I'd say there's some fishermen here. Got all this stuff up ready. All the fishermen. Somebody with a dog there, you can see where they've all set up. They've probably been on here all night and spend a couple of days, you know. All quiet, peaceful. And honestly, I didn't know half of this was here. It's a bit of a shock to me, really, that this was here. Another jetty. But how they've tidied this up. You know, I came round here, not that back end of the walk, the front end, many years ago when I first moved up here, when I first got married. And honestly, you wouldn't have wanted to come round here. It was an absolute disgrace. I'm going to sit and tell you about the history when I show you the most famous part of Mill Dam, which everybody tends to come and have a look at, especially in winter months when the water level is really high. Mums and dads, granddads all bring the kids to see it, and I'm going to show it you now. But Sutton Leach Angling Association, and what a good job they've done with the forestry, Mersey Forestry Commission, to tidy this up. And if you just look, the walkway all the way around is absolutely brilliant. You're not fighting any vegetation. All this is new, fencing put up. There's a money shot. There's a money shot today, look at that. On a day that looked absolutely rubbish today with rain this morning, and I planned to do this today. I'm just glad the weather's held off, and all you can hear is trees breezing. There's a guy there with his dog. Now, before I show you the main thing I want to show you, I'll show you some of the old, and you can probably hear it now. I'm not going to flip my camera around just yet. I'm going to show you where this leads to. You can hear the water running out, but you can imagine in winter on here, when the water level's really high, that sound deafens you, it really does. But that is the money view today, looking across. As you see, we've come straight round over from brickfields, cuts across again, Clockface Road, brings you out here. If you do the walk, don't do as I did, come right, because when you hit the houses here you cannot get through. They blocked it off for all the houses, which I think is a real good idea, really. Yeah, that's a real good idea. And hopefully that guy, he's going to be chucking his ball in for his dog. But how good's that? How good's that? And more houses, bit back onto it as well. Well, I'm going to take you around and show you some of the old water wheels now that's still here, that you can still see. But if you can just hear that water coming down, I'm going to show you that in a minute where it leads to. I'll flip the camera around, I'll show you that in a minute. We're going to go over here now. There you go, this is just another angle of it, really. You can just see where it goes right into the corner, the quiet part of it. The guy there with his dog. Well, you can just see what they've done with the embankments as well, all the embankments going round. They've all been really tidied up and real good pegs in. And what you're looking at here now, I'll just show you this. Hiya mate, you? Yeah, alright. He's happy enough.
Say again?
He's happy enough. Yeah, she's happy enough. There you go. And this is one of the original water wheels that used to open the water and let the water out. If you can just see over there now were the little bridges. These were the water wheels that used to let the water out a mill dam, and I'll tell you more about mill dam when I show you what I've really come to show you really. What a good find that is, you know. Obviously not in use anymore, but you can just see where the pulley's going down, and that would have let the water out here and mill dam, sending it down. But how good's that? That is the money shot today, and I could sit here for half an hour and have a drink. And I probably will, I'll come back up, but I just want to show you some of the other bits and bobs. Again, no under the water wheels here. All locked up now, not used. And this would have had like a crank wheel on it. Open it up and you can just see, looking down where the water would have been let out. You just see it. But what I'm going to come and show you now, and I'll show you this and then I'm going to come back up. Everybody that lives around here, they call this the wash, and this lets the water out of mill dam. You can just see where it's going there, cross over the bridge, and that's where it leads to. Just see it. But in winter that is really heavy coming down, and that's what they call the wash. And the reason it's called the wash, there used to be just here on this side, I'll get down and I'll tell you more about it. There was an old mill house here, and this is why it was called mill dam, and it's positioned just here at the side. I'll sneak down here to show you better. There you go. That's what they call the wash. Everybody knows it around here. And you can just see letting all the water out, coming down the stones. And then that heads that way. And that will lead it to Jackson Street in St Helens and pick up the canals. That'll pick up the Sankey Canal originally. But how good's that? But like I say, in winter that would be really, really loud, and the water does now bounce down in winter because the dam's so full. In winter, if you were stood here, I bet you'd get wet because it bounces, it really bounces. But just there on the top, there would have been an old mill there. Had wheels here that driven the mill wheel, and it was used to grind corn, and that's why it's called mill dam. And I'll tell you more about the history. I'm going to go back up and have a minute, have a sip, and I'll tell you the full history looking over the dam. But how good's that? Like I say, in winter that is awesome. It's loud as anything, really loud. Quite loud now, but honestly in winter it's unbelievable. And if you go down there, that's another walk that will lead you onto the old railway line. You can pick up over the road past the Wheatsheaf pub at the bottom, cross over, and then you can pick up the old railway line to Monastery. And there used to be a dam called Monastery Dam, which is no longer there, which was part of Sidak. Well, I'm going to go back up and I'm going to tell you the full history now of Mill Dam, really, and the story behind it. But I'm going to have a sit up here because it's too nice not to not to sit out. The last look, there it goes under the bridge. Checking it all from here. There you go, you can just see it there now. But what a good walkway, look at that, what they've done. And that takes it all the way into town and picks up the canals in town. And but I'm going to have a sit over here and get a drink and tell you a little bit more about Mill Dam, because there's a load of history around here. Hell of a lot of history. I'm going to park my bum on here and get my water out. Woo! Just jump up here. Oi! Oi! Oh. But what a view, unbelievable view. That is. I'm going to flick it back a bit. But yeah, where we are today this is Mill Dam in St Helens. It's a 26-acre wildlife reserve now, believe it or not. And the water comes in from right up there. Remember me showing you the blog at the beginning at Ipstock's Brickworks. It's called Pendlebury Brook, that runs under Clockface Road and picks up here, leads into Mill Dam, and that filters all the water through to Mill Dam. And then from Mill Dam it goes down what they call the wash, where the old corn mill used to be. They used it in the corn mill for with the wheel going round, grinding all the corn down, sorry. So that's where it got its name from, Mill Dam. And mill factory was just over here. There was a factory just over here, just past where the wheels are. There was a factory called Mill Factory, and it's for the mining of corn, and via a water mill which would have been here, and that's where the wash is, and that's where it gets the name as the wash. Known as the Lambs, a lot of people know as the Lambs after the Miller family who ran it, and it's well known around this area as the wash, as everybody calls it. But yeah, 20 odd years ago you'd come round here, 25 years ago, and it was an absolute disgrace. There was fly tipping everywhere. It was absolutely even, nobody come round, it's just full of gangs and youths. And Sidak owned this in St Helens, the chemical place, and in 1976 Sidak, who owned this Mill Dam, were looking at using it as a landfill, and just landfilling rubbish here, and they tried to get it passed, and all the residents, thank God, kicked off, and they actually became an owners Sutton Mill Dam Action Group formed to stop it happening. And you know what, I'm so glad they did, and they got it overturned that they couldn't use it as a landfill site. To lose all this history that's around us would have been actually a disgrace, and it got overturned, and the Action Group got St Helens anglers involved with it, Sutton anglers it was, and the Forestry Commission, Mersey Commission got involved in it, and it was decided to turn it into a wildlife reserve, and it's renowned for so many different species of birds, ducks, swans, and like Taylor Park, it's renowned for swans nesting here a lot, and they're here for years, just like in Sherdley Park. And in 1988 they had a royal visit here, believe it or not, and not a lot of people know that. A royal visit to St Helens, which is very, very rare, and it was the Prince of Wales who came, because he was just heard about what they was going to turn into a landfill, turned it into a wildlife trust, and he came down and walked it and give us his stamp of approval. And what a good job they have done of it, and still saves some of the old history as well. I was really made up with that. But it's had its problems as well, believe it or not, Mill Dam. 1969, if you see where the two wheels are there, they used to let water out. They were letting water out down to the monastery dam, which was just down there at Sidak. Monastery dam was part of Sidak Works, and they used it for cooling, and they were letting water out of this dam from over there into Sidak, and the wheels jammed, and they couldn't shut it, and they lost thousands and thousands of fish. That was in 1969, and they had a few other problems like that with losing water as well, but that was the biggest one. And it was only when they got the Forestry Commission, turned it into wildlife, they restocked it, and they've restocked it with thousands and thousands of fish. And also they tidied it up as well along the way. And well done to Sutton Angling Club for looking after it as well. Unbelievable what they've done. So glad to do it. I know I've rambled on a bit today, but I just wanted to get the history of it. But that's where the old mill would have been, and that's where all the mill factory would have been. And after the Miller family ran it, you know, so obviously Miller family mills, that's where they got the name for Milldown. So I hope you enjoyed it on Mark's Railway Trail today, although it's not a railway trail. I just had to get this on the blog really, because so many people were asking where does it lead to, and I didn't know. I've come and found it. Come and find it, come and walk it. Honestly, even if you're not too good on your feet, it's quite a pleasant walk if you know the way you're going. So don't go right, stick to the left. There's a gentleman who helped me, show me the way around. Dog walkers are brilliant, they know everything, they know all the shortcuts, and he helped me there, because I'd have walked it probably back round and gone down the main road. So glad to find it. I'm going to cut off and give you one last look at what they call the wash, where it leads to. Like I said, the water's very low at the moment. In winter, you know, the water's virtually halfway up them bricks, and you can imagine how fast the water will be going down what everybody calls the wash onto Monastery Dam that's no longer there, and that goes on to St Helens Town Centre and leads into town, down the Sankey, onto the Sankey Canal. But all the good walkways they've done down here, it's unbelievable. Like I say, even if you're not so good on your feet, it's very accessible. So come down, give it a try, you'll be well impressed. I'm just giving a last flick of where the water actually runs to now. And people use this for a cut through as well. But there's the other angle of it. In fact, we'll go down and show you. One last look at the wash as we go past. So come down, give it a look. Sutton Milldown Wildlife Park. It's dead clean, it's dead tidy. I'm going to head off here now. I'm going to walk home down the old track line where the bridge ran over a bridge, but we've done that, so I'm not going to keep it videoing. Just get a little shot down here. But just look, you can just see how it was set up, and like I said, they'd have the old mill up on top with a wheel, and you can see one of the old holes probably that they used to funnel the water in. But how good's that? And what a lovely day to be seeing it as well. So anyway, I'm going to cut off. I'm going to be walking back. I'm going to go down here, cut through the woods, and head over the bridge where a railway crossed the railway, and I'll just show you where this leads to before I cut off. I'm not going to keep it running much longer, but just give you an idea where it leads to. If you go down here where the bridge is now and just take a right, that'll bring you out at the Wheatsheaf pub, and I'll go down and show you the bridge. and just shows you where the brook's leading. There we go. And you can see where the brook leads now. That will go under the road here and take it into town. And I'm going to go back this way and cut off, and then I'm going to cut through and nip through the woods here on the other side and walk it back over the railway that ran over a railway bridge that's sadly not there anymore. So for all those that's watched it, hope you've enjoyed it. See you soon on some more Mark's Railway Trails. We will be getting back on the railways next month, but I just wanted to do this today for all the people that's asking where it leads to. Come and find it, come and walk it. It's great on your feet, honestly. It's so well clean and tidy. And if you've noticed, as I've been doing this walk round Mill Dam, I haven't seen one piece of litter. Pick up on that as you're walking round, and if you just look down there, you can just see one of the old let outs for the water with the two wheels up top. You see it down there? See the two wheels up there? That's another outlet. Everything's gated now because they don't want people walking, and all the explorers. So that's it for today. See you soon on Mark's Railway Trails. Hopefully soon back on a railway. And Harry, I hope you've seen, when you watch this, you'll find out some things that I didn't know was here. And we've lived on the bloody doorstep for how long? So get a brew, enjoy it. Charlie, I hope you've enjoyed it. Redmond, get watching them. And I'll see you soon, Redmond, in another big tunnel somewhere in the middle of nowhere. See you soon on Mark's Railway Trails.